So I left Seattle and I went to Eastern Washington. I think it was Yakima. I don't really remember. But this is a whole new story. Let me tell you about it. Anyway, going to Yakima, Eastern Washington to hang sheetrock. Hang sheetrock. Me hanging sheetrock. I mean, I'm not a sheetrock hanging guy. I don't know if you know this, but I'm not the type of guy that hangs sheetrock. But anyway, it was a job, and I went with my friend down there. He's a friend of mine from prison. He was moved to Eastern Washington with his wife and his newborn baby. And we had all kinds of Percodan and drugs and stuff, and so that's where I went, to Eastern Washington. I think I was getting paid like $10 an hour. And I lasted like maybe 2 days. I don't think I hung sheetrock for very long. It was something that I was not really cut out for to do. That was not my calling, being a sheetrock guy. I was a comedian. I wanted to be a comedian. That was my calling. But had to do what I had to do. So anyway, I'm in Eastern Washington, and I ran into this other friend of mine from prison, Craig, and he is living with these other guys. He told me to come live with them for a while. Nothing happened with my other friend hanging sheetrock. It's just something new happened, and I moved on. So I was living with these other guys in the house. It was a party house. But I was not doing anything. I was not working. I was just kind of just freeloading, to be quite honest with you. And one of the guys that lived in the house did not want me living there anymore. He kind of kicked me out and said, "You got to get out of here because you're not doing shit. You're just waste of space." So I'm off again. So now where am I going to go? Let me think. Yes, I'm going back to San Diego. I called my parents and said, "I'm coming back to San Diego and starting over again." Now, they haven't seen me in years. And now at this time, my dad had a ranch. They had a ranch out in the country in Humboldt, California. My dad bought a big-ass ranch. And, because he didn't want my brother and sister, they didn't want my brother being, mixed up with all the low lives that I got mixed up with in San Diego. So they moved everybody out to the country, which actually turned out worse for him, to tell you the truth, for my little brother. But anyway, I hitchhiked down to Humboldt, California. Hitchhiked. And this is a remarkable hitchhiking ride I got. I got a ride hitchhiking to Humboldt, way out in the middle of nowhere. And this ride I got actually dropped me off right at the foot of the driveway of the ranch at Humboldt. I got a ride almost right the way home. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning when I got there, so I walked up the hole, and I went into the back, and I went into your room and just fell asleep on a couch. In the morning, I woke up, and there my parents, kind of happy to see me, I guess, but I don't know. But now I was 21, and I was drinking all the time. My mom they'd fuel my alcoholism and get me drink and get me scotch, and I drank a lot and got high a lot. And I found my dad's Valiums, and I was taking Valiums, and he also had a prescription for Seconal, and I took them. I was getting fucked up all the time. And so time came that I had to get a job. And another thing, too, happened. I got my driver's license. My dad drove me down to get my driver's license, and I passed, and I got a driver. Anyway, from there, I went back and got a job, moved out of my parents' house finally, and let me tell you what had happened next. So please, if you don't mind, like, share, subscribe, and to help the channel a little bit, buy me a coffee at the end. My little QR code will come up for buy me a coffee. If you don't mind, if you can help support the channel, that would be great. Anyway, I will tell you what happens next. Please keep following, and thank you so much for watching. My name is Jimmy Celeste, and I will see you again real soon.